Shachindra Nath, thank you very much for your time. It appears that the street is getting excited about the Q1 updates which you put out, a bit with a lag though. How's the business momentum showing right now?
So, Ajay, I think so. We were a company which were predominantly not known in public market because, as you remember, that we take a very small listed NBFC, raised all our capital through private mode from private equity, and we have not been present in the public market, and that's why company was largely unknown to the public market. Over last 2 quarters or 1 quarter, post our very large capital raise, we have made conscious effort to go and tell our story to public market, and it has attracted a wide variety of public market investors. So this may be a reason of that. I think so. The underlying fundamental value of the company versus where it was trading, to my personal mind, it was very underpriced to some extent. Yeah, but this is also a function that, starting from 2018, when we raised around 950 crore of capital, and we gone through the cycle of, COVID, ILFS, DHFL, but we invested very heavily in building our both data, tech, and physical infrastructure, and that is now paying off big way. And third and more important, the perennial problem of getting liability of the balance sheet of the NBFC, we solved it through co-lending, and Ugro became, a synonym to the co-lending for MSME, wherein large number of big banks now are partnering with us, and which gives us an technically a very large size opportunity to be captured. So I think it's a combination of this for the year, whatever we have guided that we would be touching roughly around 10,000 crore of total AUM, which is up from 6,000 crore as of March 23. But more importantly, now the bottom line performance would match up to the lending institutions which have been in existence for 10, 15 years. So hopefully we should be very close to that kind of bottom line performance in our first 3 year of full operational run.
Okay, so looking good as far as the loan growth is concerned, and even profitability is a big focus area, which is now turning the tide as well. What did you sense with respect to how has been the exit rate of net loans origination in the quarter gone by? Because it's a seasonally weak quarter, as well as the collection efficiency.
So our collection efficiency has improved, and it is improving gradually. I think so. We have been a top quartile collection, efficiency, which is north of 98% on overall and 92, 93%. Our resolution rate on our collection efficiency have been always very high. You have to remember that MSME businesses and small businesses behaviorally have not tuned that, when the first cycle of payment comes, they tend to delay it and then pay it in 10 days, 15 days time. Yeah, so real collection efficiency should be seen that what is the resolution rate of that, and that we are, very good at that. So it is, more than 90, 97, 98%. But in terms of, the net loan origination, the first quarter we have the net loan origination was around 500 odd crore, while it was April, as you know, mostly lending, it is a slow month. But in spite of that, vis-a-vis, say, quarter ended March, which was roughly around 600 crore, we an average net run rate increase is 500 odd crore. And that's why I keep saying that this year, 500 into 12 months is around 6,000, but we'll end up around 7,000 crore of incremental loan book, 6,000 crore of our exit loan book, and runoff, we should be near about 10,000 odd crore. But more importantly, half of this, roughly around 45, 47 odd percent, should be in off balance sheet, which is in form of our co-lending business.
Sachindra ji, one thing I wanted to ask you as an industry participant, not as a representative of Ugro. There's a very big, kind of a big startup which is being born in the lending space. Perhaps the biggest startup, over 1 lakh crore in valuation, which is being born tomorrow. And in the lending space, what we pick up is that lending to merchants in their ecosystem, be it retail, etc., is also on their radar. So I want to understand how large is this opportunity. You work with all across SMEs, MSMEs, right? This one big lender, which is taking shape from a conglomerate gradually, is also looking at that merchant lending opportunity. So if India's most valued and largest company is looking at that piece as an opportunity, you're working there for long. Is there space for everybody? Is the economics very lucrative there, or only risk is high?
So you should divide it in two parts. merchant lending in an ecosystem and merchant lending as an independent business. The merchant lending in ecosystem, the company which you are naming, have a large ecosystem, wherein on the retail chain you have merchants which are selling the material, which are buying the material. So they will have the benefit of the trade data, and basis that they can provide the credit. So obviously they can do this in very big sizes. So they will have both focus on consumer as well as merchant. When you do merchant lending as an independent unit, then it's like an unsecured loan. It becomes little difficult because you don't know real movement of the cash flow. Having said that, the total credit gap for small businesses in India is staggering $400 billion, of which the merchant financing is around 150 odd $1 billion. So actually a large player entering in that would open up big market, because of their trade data availability, they would be able to provide credit to millions of new merchants, and they will become credit worthy, which means that that would expand credit for every other player in the market itself. So actually it's a very big step of the total credit growth for merchant lending growing much beyond, not just for them but for others also, is my personal opinion.
Sure, sir. On that note, we let you go. Really appreciate you making time and speaking with us today. So that's the update coming in with respect to companies' Q1 provisional updates, as well as what the industry dynamics will look like once that big player, Reliance Jio Financial Services, gets listed on the bourses tomorrow.